Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I decided to actually record this one when I had a thought going through my head. I ended up looking back on an old video. I was playing Call of Duty Cold War and I was thinking about something. Think about how, like, in the beta, when the Bullfrog first leaked, that it could have been the H-15 Heli that could have replaced it. Just checking, this thing kind of feels kind of off to me. Might be pointing upwards. So, as you can tell by the title, we're going to do an update video. My ear feels like it has a gash on it, but just like the back of my neck, it's pretty much burnt. And the fact that you can hear the fan in the background, I hope my voice overpowers it, that it's probably Arizona and Kentucky today. It's abnormally hot, and it burnt me real good. Being out for 2 hours is not safe anymore. So, yeah, I had this little rock holding the paper just in case. Since we do have a new format, and the last time I recorded this video, actually, technically, the original video, I just laid in bed, just playing Call of Duty, the phone aimed at the screen. I didn't even have a tripod at that point. It was a really lazily done video. It was fine that it looked like it had some budget by having the thing aimed at the TV and not at me. But I looked like just sitting there, just like, well, thumbs up. I don't know if I should have the phone probably closer. Oh, crap. There it is. Maybe I can have it like right here. Yeah, it's steady all right, but it just don't feel right. So yeah, let's go to the list. Sorry if I had a minute of bargaining. So Modern Warfare 4 rifles ranked worst to best updated. So last time it was before it was like in season 2. It was literally March I think 30th I released it, and Season 3 came out like in April. So yeah, instead of 14 rifles, we have 18. Not really much, but it's 4. Also, a lot of guns have been drastically nerfed or buffed. But yeah, let's start at number 18. Most of these are going to be in the same places, maybe. I know last place and first place is already in the same place. The EBR-14. This thing's basically the M14 of the game. Unlike Cold War, actually, now I can actually compare most of these guns to other games, since I did have more knowledge about it. The EBR-14 straight up sucks. Like, it's like the M14, but not the M14. It's not as spammy as it is in Cold War. Don't mind, I'm actually just feeling the wind. Feels nice though. Nice fan. And it just straight up sucks. Inconsistent damage, odd range, really high recoil, terrible iron sights, terrible damage. Actually, I think I already said that. More damage range than damage. It could be good damage if it was consistent, but yeah, it only goes up to 20 like last time. As I do, when I tested these weapons, just like a half an hour ago, I actually put all the magazines to 30. As you can tell, there is a special one on this list because I can't really do an updated video of the SMGs and LMGs yet, since the CX-9 and the RAL haven't came out yet. And after that, it doesn't seem like there's going to be any more weapons. If there will be, then I'm going to be kind of confused. I'd be pretty happy though. It'd be like an ACR, an intervention, and crap, I forgot what the other gun was. It was basically like the MR26 from Call of Duty Ghosts. It's pretty cool. I think the HK-40 something. Yeah, but let's go back to the list. Number 17 is the SKS. Same problem as the EBR, except it has less recoil, but it's still consistent. It shoots a little bit faster, and it goes up to 30 rounds. Both of the ones I just mentioned, literally, they just can't get out of semi-auto. They're just straight up stuck there. 17, number SKS. That one, it just sucks. The Iron Sights is actually pretty good that time around. It came in Season 3. I think I might have mentioned it in my last video, probably not. I didn't really want to see too much of it. I could barely see TV. I think it was generous that even though I had 6 views on that video, I only had 1 like. Hey, if this one gets to like 15 likes, I'll probably just do like ranking the shotguns or something. Or probably like, I should probably get to that rise and fall of the Glock. Okay, but then let's go to our next one. Number 16, the FAL. This one is higher than the others because one, it starts at 20 but can go up to 30, just like the SKS. But this time it can actually be a 3-round burst. It's also way more consistent. The FAL has actually been buffed because last time I ranked it, I think it might have been nearly last place. I remember it just being completely terrible. You just shoot it. It shoots back then it shot really quick, but it was very inconsistent. Now it's very consistent, but still shoots quick. It has good iron sights, fast reload. It's not really the best gun. There's just a glitch with it where, sorry if I'm going off this side, I don't like people seeing my haircut. So yeah. Damn, I think I gashed my hair. Okay, so the FAL is not exactly the best, but actually it's not even that modular, so it's pretty much crap. Number 15, Deodon. This is the first automatic on the list. You can actually go to like a 2-round burst, which is very odd. I remember looking at it back then like, oh, cool, burst. And then I'm just like, that's stupid. So the Odin's terrible. The burst is going to be worthless, of course. It starts at 20, goes up to 30. That's 25 as the second one. But we're just going to talk about top and bottom, okay? Like most and least. The Odin is complete garbage. It has a lot of recoil for a very slow fire rate, which it's basically like the Black Ops 1 M60, but even worse. It's got decent iron sights, but there is a variant out there that gets rid of the little ring, which is usually annoying, but without the ring, it looks fantastic. Also, it's not exactly the most consistent gun on here, but yeah. I'm trying to think about something else, but yeah, it just lost me. Number 14, this is another one. This came out in Season 4. The CR56 AMAX, aka the Depression Rifle. After that, I remember since like Season, like Modern Warfare 4 and Black Ops 4 did this thing where they had the same type of weapon for 2 seasons, then automatically stopped and then waited a bit. I actually was thinking about that when I was thinking about Cold War. I'm like, well, if I ever do a ranking video on that, it'll probably be out of date really quick, since they seem to really just go with SMGs. They broke that. But for Black Ops 4, it was just at 2 SMGs, like one each season, then they stopped. And for Modern Warfare, it was rifles. But let's get back to what I was talking about. The CR56 AMAX, it's like an Odin, but crappier, less damage, and just completely garbage. So let's pick this thing to death, okay? So it has 30 rounds, pretty average for the rifles. It's not that bad, but I remember when it first leaked, I was like, cool, the Galil Ace is gonna come to the game, and I was kind of hoping to add 35 rounds. Don't mind, I'm wearing shorts. And other than that, I was like, well, I'm kind of hoping they put the bolter on the right and have the 35 rounds, but you can't have everything nice, and me having my expectations really just flops down. Is that not sure? Something like that. So yeah, it has 30 rounds. It can only go up to 45, which was the original Ram 7's ammo capacity, but they buffed that one, but not this one. It also has a 10-round mag for a sniper build, which could really be cool, but I'm only testing it as a rifle. I might have that as a sniper one day, if I'm ranking the snipers, of course. Yeah. Yeah, but then there's the iron sights are also complete crap, because you got the back pins, which go straight like this, but this one goes inward. So you have the sights going completely different directions, and you're like, this looks very unflattering to the eye. I was thinking if they had like the Zodiac barrel, you'd have like the front point and like the 2 points actually split out very far like that. That could be great, or maybe it has a back ring or a half ring. I think that'd be fantastic, but you can't rely on Call of Duty for anything good nowadays. So other than that, let's go to number 13. The Holger 26, I actually have it in rifle form, since I'm going to bring it back for the LMG ones. I think when the RAL finally drops, there's going to be like 7 LMGs I'm going to rank. I'm not going to do it for the Kilo 141, because I'm ranking it as a rifle, honestly. The Holger 26 rifle, it's 30 rounds, just only 30 rounds. I'm not going to do it with the Kilo system, but it's actually pretty. No, it's not that good. Never mind. I ranked it really low. I almost went positive about it. It used to be good. Like I remember back in the day, it was like the Kilo but better, and it had like low recoil, good damage. I still remember Season 1. Like that used to go hard. It literally just destroys people. But nowadays, it's inconsistent. It's terrible, and I think they gave it more recoil. The iron sights are still terrible, by the way. And it has a really slow reload time for some reason. Okay, let's speed this video up a bit. It's like 9 minutes. I don't have to wait for 20 years just for the video to download. Number 12, the AK-47. This one's a piece of crap. Luckily, it came back in the Cold War a lot better, since I just don't like when they have the AK or something like it, like wood pattern. I don't like it when they have the front wood and the handle grip the same, but the stock is different. Like, Why don't you just make it all the same? That's even what I said in the AK, that one Cold War video about the AK being perfect. But this one's complete garbage. The iron sights suck. I always take the stock off because I don't like anything else. I don't like the other 4 stocks, which just straight up suck. It's not even a flat one, so it's just terrible. It's also actually very inconsistent. It has a 75 round drum, but again, I tested this with 30 rounds, or yeah, 30 rounds for most rifles, except for the MW4. It just sucks. So let's go to our next one, the M13. This one I think might have been buffed. It was actually buffed a long time ago. They actually made it have more consistent damage since back then. It was literally like an M4 that was extremely nerfed. You'd shoot like someone 7 times and they just run away. Like they can all be headshots and it still like counts like you missed. It's actually it used to be terrible, but it's decent now. It's like near the middle of the list. Yeah. It also has a ammo conversion that's also 30 rounds. I'm not going to really test that one since that's kind of vindictory. I'm ranking it as the rifle itself. But yeah, it increases damage for 30 rounds, but you can also put it to 60 like most rifles. Okay, number 10, the AS Val. This one is like the Season 6 rifle. I think the funniest thing, after Season 3, they just straight up added rifles every season except for Season 7, which never came out. The AS Val is actually kind of good, but the problem is it starts with 20 rounds, goes up to 30. I was kind of hoping they'd have a 50 round drum, which would be fantastical, but yeah, again, you can't. Infinity Ward is not good with low magazine weapons. Actually, the funniest thing, SMG's literally got lower and lower magazine capacities. It sucks. The AS Val also has a 10 round option if you want a VSS build. It also did the stock fantastic because in Fallout 4 you cannot find a mod that's high like detail and have it with the wooden stock and the automatic frame. So number 9 is the Ram 7. I remember back in the day they used to say this was just a bullpup M4. It almost had a 60 round 9mm mag, which was technically a drum you had in the back. Yeah, I would have actually loved that, but nope, they just stuck with a 45 round mag that ended up turning into a 50 round one. So it's decent and confusing. It doesn't have that much recoil. It's basically a TAR-21 like usual, but yeah, it suffers from the same problem the Holger does. Only has one magazine option. But yeah, it's not really much. But we got number 8, which is the AN94. This one's straight up like a copy of the M4, but it's a little more versatile, except for the magazine options. The coolest thing about this one, this is where the Deodon part comes in. It has a natural 2-round burst. You don't need an attachment for it. Actually, after the Grau 5.56, they just stopped adding 3-round burst features or attachments. The AN94 goes from 30 to 60, but instead of 50, it goes from 45 to 60. Unlike the M4, but it's really freaking good. It's like an M4, but different. It reloads, I think, just as fast. It's really consistent, actually. You can get, like, really far over. Sorry if it looks like I'm too relaxed. I think I'm supposed to be tense. But, yeah, it's a pretty good rifle, honestly. I just don't like how the things on the right and the iron sight's kind of iffy. It's actually really good to replace it with a sight, since it actually does get rid of the front sight, which is really rare nowadays. But, yeah, let's go to number 7, the SA87. I remember, I think the last time I ranked the video, or that last one, the original, the straight up SA87 literally was like the worst rifle, like one of the worst rifles in the game. I actually remember in the beta, you needed 6 shots to kill someone. It shot like at 280 rounds per minute, did like 5 damage. You had to get like 6 shots just to kill somebody. I'm pretty sure no one ran that gun. It also goes up to 60, which I'm not counting this one as an LMG because it does not go to 100 or past that. So the SA87, it's actually really good now. They made it shoot faster, they made it do more damage, so it's a high damage, high fire rate gun. I'm surprised it didn't beat the Scar, but yeah, it's actually really good. And you put you can put any sight on it, it makes it look fantastic. I think the SA87, when you put a sight on it, has the best idea ever. They took out the carry handle and the front sight, so it's like the best of both worlds, bud. Number 6. The Kilo 141, I slept like twice yesterday. Tomorrow I graduate, which is pretty cool. This one is a pretty cool rifle. It goes up straight to 100 instead of 60. It's like an M4, but a little more versatile. It runs quicker, but it does a little less damage. It's got really good iron sights though. I remember when I first saw it, I'm like, ew, this gun's gross. And then I went back to it and then I loved it. And then there's the M4A1, which everybody knows this one's pretty good. That was number 5, the M4A1. This one's the most versatile rifle in the game. It's basically has 2 ammo conversions, which is like the only gun in the game that has that. It has an SMG feature, will be in another video, and a sniper feature, again in another video. I don't know if I should update every single one, maybe just the snipers or guns that actually add anything. Probably everything. I think the pistol one's immediately like outdated since it only has 5 and not 7. But yeah, the M4 is very viable. Still, it's got like a really crappy look since it only has a rail cover on one side, not the other, and that one bugs me to freaking death. But yeah, I used the other variant since I don't like how it's colored. It's not even colored right. Okay, number 4, the Scar 17. I wanted to put this one before the M4, but I didn't want to erase it. But hey, guess what? It's pretty consistent too. It's got a bit of recoil, but I think you can balance it out with a bipod foregrip. Just be like, it goes up to 30 rounds, which is pretty terrible. It starts at 20, which is odd. It's stronger than the Modern Warfare 2 one, I think, which is pretty good. It's consistent, does far range, and has a really quick reload for a Scar. But other than that, let's go to number 3, the AUG. Yeah, just the AUG. I'm gonna have the rifle one for obvious reasons. I don't know if actually, I don't know what I went on a tangent about. I think that's just a mental loop. But other than that, the AUG is basically what people said about the Ram 7 like a year ago. It's basically a bullpup M4. It's just as like versatile, but instead of just 3 calibers, it's only 2. You can use it as an SMG or a rifle, and it goes up to 60 rounds like the M4. There's no between rounds. There's only like 30 and 60. But yeah, it's really good. It's actually a lot better than it was at launch, which it was kind of iffy. I think most of these guns were straight crap until someone buffed them. Okay, number 2, the Grav 5.56. The next one everybody's gonna know about since it was the number 1 in my last video. Actually, number 1 and 2 are the same, so that's pretty funny. The Grav is still as good as it was the first day it came out, but there was a new barrel and not much really happened with it. And number 1, I want to end this video really freaking quick. Sorry if it seemed anticlimactic for the last 2, just in case someone wanted to actually put a number skip on these. When I eventually get 1,000 views, which would probably never happen in like 30 years, but the FR556, this one straight up the FAMAS, it has like the best iron sight in the game, nearly. It's extremely accurate, and it's a 3-round burst. I really wish it was automatic, but I think that kind of would hurt it in the long run since the burst feature, and since you can also select this somehow, you could basically treat this thing like a DMR. With all 60 shots, you basically just got them. So yeah, it's basically the best gun in the game. Not gun, rifle. Best rifle in the game, I meant. I think if an ACR came out, if it was more like Modern Warfare 2, then I'd put it at number 1, finally beating the FAMAS. Or if it comes back out of the freaking A94, the Lil, or any of the other rifles, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like the bottom. It's going to be a sad day if that happens. Okay, but thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe, like the video, do whatever. I have notifications on. I think I might have that, but I only got like 52 subscribers, so notifications could be kind of useless. See ya.